After inserting the disc in my PS2, I was introduced to one of my favorite Rockstar intros. Followed by an amazing piece of music. We were then introduced to our main protagonist, Jimmy Hopkins. Bully is an amazing game that I had missed while growing up. I mean, since I am South African, the game wouldn't have been called Bully, but rather its pal name, Canis Canem Edit, which played a massive part on why I had missed it. I will never forget the amount of fun I had in this game. Like always, I will not talk about the game's story. Here, take this. Make sure you put it in your own words so that the teachers don't know I let you copy it, okay? I won't talk about everything, as I want you to play the game for yourself, and I also know that many people haven't yet played the game. Also, I'm very lazy. Anyway, moving on. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Naturally, the gameplay. The gameplay is totally different from GTA, of course, but the mechanics are similar, so anyone who are familiar with the controls of GTA won't have any problems. When you first take control of Jimmy, you are quickly reminded of what you can't and can do in this game. Even though the game is called Bully, it doesn't seem that Jimmy is a bully. He's more of an anti-hero. He helps you when you need it, and at the same time, he won't give a shit about you. Anyway, as soon as you run towards the main building, you will come into contact with the variety of characters of each of their factions. Speaking of factions or cliques, here are some of the factions in the game. The nerds, self-explanatory. The bullies are also self-explanatory. The preppies are the rich, spoiled teenagers in the school. The greasers are a group of teenagers who pretend to be tough, as Gary says, who dress like they're in the 1950s with the slick hair, leather jackets, so on and so forth. The jocks, well, pretty self-explanatory on what they are. And the townies. The townies are teenagers that don't attend the school, so they hang around outside the school mostly. Obviously, you first encounter the actual bullies in the game, where you're then introduced to the game's fighting mechanics. To add more to Jimmy's fighting, you can also get lessons from a man who lives behind the bus. He teaches you some combos later on in the game. Anyway, after beating up the bullies, you are quickly knocked down by the absolute tree trunk that is Russell. The game doesn't have a wanted level. I mean, it kinda does when you explore the rest of the city and see the police officers patrolling the street, but in school you'll have to look out for the school prefects, who constantly warn you not to run or fight or ride your skateboard in school property. Once you break a rule, they will chase you down. You can fight back, but when you're caught, you get sent straight to detention. While in school, there's also a curfew in which you have to follow, and breaking the curfew will alert the prefects. Speaking of curfew, as soon as the curfew is in effect, Jimmy has a certain amount of time to be awake. After it reaches past a certain time, Jimmy will feel tired and collapse. There are also different ways you can interact with each character. You can talk to them nicely, you can antagonize them, you can bully them. Sometimes if bullies attack you, you can bribe them or you can fight back. During fighting, you can also humiliate your enemies, which a small animation will play of you either giving them a noogie or pulling their ears or rubbing your own saliva on their face, which is kind of weird. But I actually like this little interaction that you have with each character. It makes the game a little bit more alive. There are mini games in the form of school classes. For example, there is an English class, chemistry class, music, and so on and so forth. I never used to do them, and like in real life, I would fail on purpose. Like in GTA, you can unlock a few safe houses or places to stay and save game in. My favorite, of course, is the lighthouse near the beach. Later on in the game, you can explore the carnival where you can play games, go on rides, and also watch the carnival's shows they have. You can also take part in bike races. Speaking of races, you can also take part in go-kart races as well. I like that when you buy a bicycle in town, there will be like a garage around the map where you can store your bikes in. The game had a few ways to travel. Obviously, you are playing as a teen and he can't drive cars. but you can travel around the map by foot, on your skateboard or scooter, and in a go-kart, which is the closest Jimmy will ever go to driving a real car. Weapons in this game range from sensible to creative. There is a slingshot, firecrackers, baseball bat, along other melee weapons. You can even use a soccer ball, which was fun.
Ronaldinho success!
Then there's also a spud gun, which shoots out potatoes at people. And to be quite honest, I think that in real life that could actually kill someone. My favorite weapon though will have to be the spud gun. It deals a lot of damage and it's really funny seeing how enemies and NPCs react to being shot. Now it's time for my favorite missions. To save time, I won't explain what each mission is about and will only name the missions that I thought were cool. I'll only name 3 missions to save time, and I highly recommend you play this game for yourself to see why I like them. My 3 favorite missions are Showdown at the Plant, Complete Mayhem. This mission reminds me of when a complete riot was unleashed upon Los Santos in San Andreas. And the third and final mission, Funhouse Fun. This mission reminds me of a particular mission in The Warriors. Let me know if you want to see a video on that. Now it's that part of the video where I normally talk about the actors in this game, but I won't. But I was looking through the game's IMDb and found the voice actor for Jimmy, and found out that he's also a musician, which is cool. Wait, he acted in Angelo Rules? Holy fucking shit! I remember watching that as a kid on Cartoon Network in the early 2010s. Holy shit, it's still running! Wow. Damn, I'm old. Oh cool, he was in Celebrity Deathmatch. Now it's that time of the video where I always talk about what I always love about video games. The music. There aren't any licensed music like in Grand Theft Auto, but that doesn't mean that this game is silent. It contains some of the best original in-game music that I've ever heard in my 20 years of gaming. Here's some of my favorite songs in the game. I know I skipped out on a lot of stuff, but I don't want to give away too much about the game because I want you to play it for yourself. Bully is what I always dreamt school would be like for me. It really pulled into the fantasy that many of us had when we were kids. Its characters, the story, that city and that school will always be a place that I would have loved to visit in real life. Play whichever version you're comfortable with. I heard that the Scholarship Edition adds a few things that were not in the original release. But in the end, it doesn't matter which version you play. I suggest you just play the game and experience everything that this game has to offer. I really do wish that there was a second game released. I know it was planned, but it's a shame that it was cancelled. I really wanted to see what Rockstar could do to expand the already brilliant world of Bully. Oh, Canis Canem edit if you want to be pal about it. Sorry, I just had to include that part. I know I haven't been uploading high quality videos lately. I've been going through something that can't be explained at this time, but I will try to make better videos that I can. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your time. Till we meet again.